Hi everyone, so we're super excited for the boot camp starting tomorrow. So yeah, let us know if you've got any questions that you want us to answer in the boot camp. Christina's here with me, and we will. Hi everyone, and we will answer them tomorrow in the boot camp. We might do couple of quick ones if you want to drop us a line tonight, put your message in, and we're happy to answer. So Christina can answer everything about Substack, everything that you want to know. I'm here to talk about LinkedIn, and otherwise Christina and I will chat together.
Yeah. And for everyone joining us now, what Melanie is talking about is our LinkedIn Substack Flywheel Bootcamp. So tomorrow is gonna this bootcamp opening its doors, and I think it's about 11 Eastern. And for me here in Berlin, it's 5, and for Melanie, it's 4. So it's super cool. And so we have about 24 hours or so to go for the bootcamp to open its doors, and it's gonna be with Melanie as the LinkedIn pro, and then with me as the Substack pro. So you're really gonna get this super great combo, as we learned in the last live session.
Supercharged information. 4 days. We've got rock stars coming in on Friday, which is super cool. We've got Chris Topman joining us. I can see people in the chat if you want to say hi for joining us as rock stars.
Gunnar, Gunnar is there.
Hi Gunnar.
Yeah, you can click on Gunnar, Melanie, and then you can invite him to come over on stage if you want to. Yeah, so Gunnar is going to come join us. He's from Germany, then lived in Switzerland, and now he's in Australia. So he's going to join us as he built an amazing flywheel. Gunnar, do you want to join us?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know where it went. Let me.
But maybe he's, I don't know, bad hair day or so.
Very strange. Yeah. It won't let me add Gunnar. Hi, Christina. Good morning. Where are you? Where are you tuning in from?
From Australia.
Oh, wow.
Gunnar says yes. He would like to join.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I told Melanie already. She's addicted. So we did the first live together. When? Last week?
You're not coming up.
And she was unfortunately, I can't do it.
No, weirdly, Gunnar's name, for some reason, it won't let me. Let me see.
So in the chat, you would have to click on Gunnar, and then it says adding.
Yeah. I've done it. Here we go.
Cool. Now we wait for Gunnar. And so, Melanie is now addicted to Substack Lives. It's so much easier. It's so much easier as the LinkedIn Lives, because we said we would love to do a LinkedIn, but maybe Gunnar has some experience with LinkedIn Live. Have you ever gotten live on... Good morning. On LinkedIn, Gunnar? Have you ever done a LinkedIn Live, the gold mine?
Yes.
Do you enjoy them? I don't do them. I don't host LinkedIn Lives. I've been on loads of them as guests, but I don't like hosting them because it's a pain with the third party streaming.
So first of all, good morning. So it's 6 a.m. in Sydney. It's still dark, so don't know why I woke up. But then I thought, oh, phone is there. Hey, the live is starting. Perfect. I like listening to those of you and everyone else. So on LinkedIn Live, I launched a book 2023 about LinkedIn, and I've done book launch at my birthday face-to-face in Sydney for everyone who couldn't come. I've done a book launches based on LinkedIn Live. One for the audience which works over here, let's say, because of time zone, I combined Australia and Europe, and then I had America separate. And it worked well. But you're right, Melanie, you need to have a third-party tool.
Yeah.
Zoom is not good for that, a third-party tool, but StreamYard is. The only typical thing I forgot then that after a while it pays. So then I had to find out when I had cancel the payment for that, because I don't need the full version. But it was really good. I really enjoyed that. So after time, I got practice for that. But the difference towards a normal Zoom meeting is that you don't see the audience. But on the other side, I had 4 panel speakers, and it felt like a big stage. It was really good.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed being a guest on other people's where they're doing all the tech, but I just found it's really. I did it when I first joined LinkedIn. They first brought it out as a feature, because obviously I obviously test every feature as it comes out. But I just found that it was clunky. Whereas you can see Substack Live, super easy. You press let's go live, everyone joins. It's super cool. Whereas LinkedIn, it feels like it's a bit clunky. Other things on LinkedIn are brilliant, but I find the live is just, they haven't quite got the tech smooth that it makes it easy for people to set up. There's too many steps in it.
That's why I love combining LinkedIn and Substack together.
Exactly.
The best of both worlds.
Exactly. That's what we're going to be talking about for the next 3 or 4 days. Exactly. So tomorrow is going to be all about LinkedIn, because I know we've got lots of people who have only signed up to LinkedIn, but they've never really got to grips with it, or they're huge Substackers, and they want to learn more about how they can use the network that they've got on Substack and bring it over to LinkedIn, and vice versa. So I'll be talking a lot about the LinkedIn pros. I'm going to be talking a lot about how if you've got a substantial LinkedIn network already, which is what I did last year. I only started on Substack last year, so it's been a really a learning curve like this, but it's been an incredible eye-opener, and the monetization opportunities, which is why I was I contacted Christina. I was like, this is, we can definitely do something together. I know there are thousands of people on LinkedIn who would like to directly monetize their presence, rather than when I work with people, it's longer term, because it's trust, and you take people off LinkedIn, whereas this actually you can directly monetize your LinkedIn network basically on Substack immediately from day one. So it's a different type of thing, but we're going to go into it obviously in detail over the next few days.
Yeah,
I think
and
that,
Gunnar, if you're thinking about the differences between LinkedIn and Substack, as you know, both, where would you say where are the pros and where are the cons of both platforms?
Simple topic. When I grew up, there were 2 television programs. One was called Dallas, the other one was Denver. And the
Dallas,
question everyone
Denver.
had, is it Dallas or Denver? Which you like?
Dynasty. There was Dallas and Dynasty.
Yeah, exactly. But in Germany, they place it based on the cities,
Yeah.
which gets you even more a question of which of those 2, as both are starting with the D. So alliteration comes in. Cash or card? Which one is which one? So, and the simple answer is this: Dallas was Tuesday, Denver was Wednesday. You can do both. Same with LinkedIn and Substack.
Yeah,
But play
cool.
I
This
often
is good.
I often check if someone on Substack has in all of the list links that they can add, if they add the LinkedIn profile. If yes, that's the only way how they can state where they are from. Because Substack is so global. It's first about the person, and then maybe somewhere you can find out where they are, because actually it doesn't matter. But sometimes it does. You want to know which are the people around you. So I do something what I call Substack Salon, where I meet people who I only know from Substack when they're here. And I figured out there was one lovely couple from the US. They just came to Sydney on a world tour. Then we met for coffee. Awesome. Without Substack, I would not know them. I will do the same thing when I will meet Christina one day when I go back to Germany, for sure. So you can build strong connections.
We have to. We have to.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're coming back here, Gunnar? Is there have you planned something for 2026 or so? Have you planned something?
Later the year, possibly. Or
Oh,
27.
then we have to meet.
Yeah, wherever.
But I always do that. I'm going to a LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn in the same way. I'm going to the Uplift Live LinkedIn conference the week after next in Birmingham. So I'll do a LinkedIn post, reach out to my connections who are based in Birmingham, and try and set up some meetings while I'm there. I've met quite a few of my LinkedIn connections. Obviously, I've got I'm lucky I have 40,000 followers, and obviously I haven't met them all, but I have met quite a few people. I've had lunch, I've had breakfast. We meet, if they come to London, I'll try and meet them. In fact, I'm meeting Karina Goetz. She next week. We found out she lives 25 minutes from me, not even. So we're going to meet for breakfast on Monday. And I have met lots of my LinkedIn connections when I lived in Switzerland. I have because I have a big community in Switzerland from when I lived there. So I only moved back in 2021. So I have network in the UK, in Switzerland, and a lot in in France and what have you. So I try and meet people whenever I can when people are traveling on business.
On this topic, there is a little bit of an Aussie flavor. Does anyone of you know the term LinkedIn local?
Yeah, they've stopped it now.
There is no. Okay. Typically, there is no they on LinkedIn local, but LinkedIn doesn't like this anymore because they would like to own the space. But what that is, I think in 2017 around, there was one lady, Anna McAfee from Coffs Harbour, which is between Sydney and Brisbane, who thought she wanted to meet the people who she knows. Think about the small little town of 40,000 people or so. So she put on a post, that she would like to meet the people which are there, who she only knows from LinkedIn in her city. And she created the hashtag LinkedIn Local, let's say something like in 2 weeks. And then someone in
Yeah.
the US saw the hashtag and thought, oh, I can do this well. And that guy even started it a day before, and then it spread all over the place. It
Oh,
was a
wow.
wonderful way to show there are connections that you can build. I met so many people from the organizers here in Sydney. We still have one of those going on. And it's a hashtag. It is nothing else. It's no organization. It was volunteer. People want to meet in person in addition to that. But the difference between Substack and LinkedIn for me and how to play them together is there is no other place in the world on social media. And I worked 3 years at Hootsuite, so I know a bit about that. There's no other place on the planet where you can immediately see at the same location where you want to find something about if someone is real, something like recommendation, skills, all of this type of thing about a person. You can see in 2 seconds if they play LinkedIn properly or not. And the people where LinkedIn was created for in a certain way. Think about corporate sales reps who could use it. They're the worst on LinkedIn because they totally forgot that it is a content machine. You have a way to connect with people. It's amazing that those which are maybe small businesses, coaches, consultants, they can really embrace LinkedIn well. But these also are the ones who can utilize Substack in the best way.
Yeah. I'm also now, since I met Melanie, I'm checking whether people are on LinkedIn. So you can on Substack link to your LinkedIn on your navigation bar or on your publication page or when someone checks out your profile. And then I'm checking whether this person has a LinkedIn profile. And if this person doesn't have a LinkedIn profile and he's like, you know what I mean, Gunnar, oh, I'm the expert in this and that, I'm so good, la la la, all this, then I'm saying, you know what, this can't be true. And often when I'm asking someone, it's also interesting. Just this week this happened. I asked someone to hop on a podcast with me, and he was also he's super huge on Substack, but he's not on LinkedIn, And he was like, no, I'm not doing any lives. I'm not doing any audio stuff, nothing, I'm like, okay, this is definitely, you know what I mean? A bit odd. And so I also think this can really be for fact checking somehow, whether this person actually has a job or what. And also, with this trust recession going on now with AI slop and AI virtual assistants and all this, I think it's becoming more and more important that real experts somehow, a verified expert like Gunnar, you work for Hootsuite and stuff, or Melanie, she's an accredited LinkedIn expert, or me, and now with being a Substack bestseller and also a marketing manager. And so these are gonna become the person who have the expertise and the corporate background and stuff, so that people can trust them even more than before,
Yeah, I mean,
there are many people saying, I have to quit my 9 to 5 or my corporate job. But at the same time, I'm going to say, you know what? This is going to be in the future. It's going to be the biggest proof you're actually human because you work for this company and stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Gunnar.
May I add one thing? May I really in public say kudos to Melanie? You made something what I tried for at least 1.5 years and totally failed. And that is to finally get Christina excited on Substack. Well done. Also on LinkedIn.
You mean LinkedIn. No, we had a flywheel. So just the context info was, I think last year around spring, right, Gunnar? Together with Neera Mahajan, because she became a top voice on LinkedIn, we had a LinkedIn Substack flywheel. I was like, I told Gunnar, I don't know about my corporate job, whether I would like to mix both worlds and stuff. And Gunnar, he was already telling me, you know what, Christina, this is how it looks. And there are so many people having a side hustle and stuff. And Hootsuite, for instance, they love it that I'm also connecting outside of Hootsuite and so on. And yeah, you're right. But it took me just a year.
I finally got to you. I finally brought you down. But I don't think I've met anyone who I can't get a little bit excited about what you can do on LinkedIn. Because there is just so many opportunities. I came from a legal background. When I started my business with zero, when I started my business back in 2017, I mean, I'll briefly talk about it tomorrow, but I had it's very little experience of LinkedIn, only what I'd done working for a corporate, working for a law firm. Obviously learned very quickly and realized that actually you can monetize, I can monetize LinkedIn. I could help other people, which was really how I built my business, to help other people monetize their LinkedIn presence, and they didn't know how to do it, which is still what to this very day I do. And then then I found when I moved to Substack, I was like, there's this third third part of the jigsaw, that, you know, the flywheel that we can make work to really like supercharge everything, make it work together, as like, you know, obviously you do as well. So I'm hoping that, that everyone will be excited when they join tomorrow, and we can just share the knowledge, and you know, and hopefully everyone by the end of the week can set up their presence in the same way. But
yeah, super. And Gunnar, we can't wait to meet you then. Because I already know how awesome you are, but you're gonna show then more what you're gonna do there, because you created already like this content flywheel, and there's gonna be some more rock stars who are gonna join us on Friday as well. And then, as Melanie shared, like the first 3 days, Melanie is gonna be the one teaching you things. Then this second day is gonna be about Substack, and then on the third day we're gonna do like a ping pong. We just like talked about what we're gonna cover next week, and yeah, so this is gonna be super exciting.
And
Yeah,
there's one, Christina, there's one thing which will need to stop. So there are so many people who say, I could do more on LinkedIn, but no, my corporate job. And I
Yeah.
think that's a question of excuses. Many of them have something that they can share. When they believe LinkedIn is not the perfect place to write everything, they do it on Substack. It's much better. And a little
Yeah.
hint on LinkedIn for those who want to know, okay, they can do. We can have another light on another platform. So we do not need to technically hide. But if we do not want to use LinkedIn when we work in corporate and talk all of our side business there, just divert, just put it to Substack. So we can play them together. And I'm living example working in corporate and still am allowed to write.
Yeah, I mean, I always say to people, just if your firm has got a social media policy, obviously check your social media policy. A lot of people get them handed to them on the first day they start work and never look at them again. It's worth reading through, just so that you know. If on the other hand, if you're, you know, if you're the person hiring, if you're leading a team, you should make sure that everybody in your team knows what they can and can't share. It's something that probably I'm happy to talk to other people about after the boot camp, about you know, having a social media policy in place, or you know, if you want to check it, have yours checked, or etc., or updated. But it's if you're working for a big corporate, it's really important that you know the boundaries of what you are and are not allowed to do. Firms, especially the larger ones, normally are quite stringent, not normally about what you can post on LinkedIn, because normally if you're sensible and you stay away from, you know, from controversial topics, you'll be fine. But I would always say, if you're working for a corporate, do check with your with compliance, do check what your social media policy is in place.
Want to hear a funny story? I had an interview with Apple. That was just before COVID. It went into next round, always face-to-face meeting, always getting there at the top downtown location in Sydney for lovely work. I've been in the last 4. And then I had a meeting including HR. And then the lady said, hey, you are quite visible with your personal brand. And I thought that sounds like a compliment. And you even publish also. Yeah, true. That's not good. An Apple employee doesn't have a personal brand. We celebrate our company brand. You can share holiday photos on Facebook, but otherwise on LinkedIn, we are dead silent. And then I thought, my dream was to be a content creator using LinkedIn and the MacBook. How can I do it? And I found the perfect role at Apple. I just became a customer. So I can use LinkedIn. I can write content on my MacBook. I'm just not employed by them. And that's perfect. And I wondered, how can they be so backwards? Okay. That was 8 years ago. Maybe income is better.
Yeah, isn't this interesting? So Veronica Jacka-Smith, she also used to like work for Apple. Maybe this is one of the reasons why she's so obsessed with building personal branding, because she thinks, you know, so this might be the reason. Yeah, and maybe this is something interesting, Melanie. And then I guess we have to go, because I have to go downstairs with the kids. But Melanie, if you're thinking about like personal branding and stuff, do you think like this is something for personal branding? Here's someone, for instance, you shared Elizabeth, 75 years life lessons, excited to share with others, and she loves the platform. We had Karen here, who's going to join the bootcamp tomorrow. And what do you think about like personal branding on Substack and LinkedIn? What do you think about this like combo there?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, it's definitely different. I think that actually from the personal branding, you almost get more opportunity to set up your shop window on LinkedIn, as in they've now made it sort of quite visual. You have your featured section, you've got your links, like you can have like a main link at the top, which then shows when you send a message as well, if you've got a premium profile. So we'll talk about that. But basically by this time tomorrow night, anybody who joins the bootcamp will have a fully search engine optimized LinkedIn profile that looks amazing. And we're going to do it hands-on together. So tomorrow afternoon, we're going to build from scratch. And by the end, the only thing you'll have to add is a background image. Or if you've got one ready, you can bring it to the session and add it when we're all together.
And I think if you are active on Substack, as some of you, of course, are, or just like as at the moment, just like reading or listening to this. But if you're gonna say, you know what, I have a LinkedIn profile, or I'm on the edge of starting like a Substack or so, this is like the perfect bootcamp, because Melanie talked already about it. It's super easy for her to put everything in like these 2 hours, which is still like a lot of time. And me putting, it's gonna be packed, of course, but and me putting everything in day 2, and then on day 3, it's all about like monetization and building this flywheel, and then not just learning from our strategies, the exact playbooks, but also learning from others like Gunnar. This is like the exciting part, really. And the most important thing for Melanie and I is really that we want you to see results. This is why the bootcamp is for 14 days. So we're going to have like a live experience for 14 days where you can ask questions. And Melanie is also like a drill instructor telling you know what? I want you to to set up your LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to say, I want you to set up your Substack. So you're going to have like a Substack and a LinkedIn profile then ready after the bootcamp. This is the idea of it. And if you're going to say, you know what, Christina and Melanie, I haven't done that yet, I finally want to do this, then the bootcamp is ready for you. Okay.
Yeah, we can't wait. So do join us tomorrow. Was it 4 p.m. GMT? And what is it, Eastern time? It's
Eastern is 11 Eastern.
11 Eastern, and we've got people joining from the UK, from Singapore, from Australia, everywhere. It's going to be great. So hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye, guys. We're going to bring confetti and balloons. Gonna see you on Friday.
Bye, Gunnar.
Have a nice day.
Thanks for joining.
See ya.